In this training session, we'll run through some of the tasks that you will be doing within the website to add new content onto pages and to rearrange or delete and remove content from the pages that you already have in your DNN site. So to begin with, I'm going to go ahead and switch into edit mode. Obviously, if you're browsing around the website and you can see your content but you're not able to edit the individual modules, the very first step is you do need to either click to edit this page or, my preference, click to stay in edit mode. So the topic at hand at the moment is editing things on specific pages. For instance, we have some content here at the top of a page, and it is in a module. We can take a look at it, and we can see that we have edit content and edit templates. So we know this is some type of special module that is not a standard HTML module. I can see that it's the dynamic content viewer. If I go down to another one, I can see edit content, so I know this is an HTML module. But the main point, or the main example that I want to show at the moment, is that you can move things around on the specific page that you are in. And this is done a couple of different ways. To begin with, you can mouse over the top area of a module, and it will change the cursor from an arrow pointer to an all directions 4-point cursor. At that point, you can click and hold down your mouse and drag to move this module to another location. And if you move it to another location and let go, you'll see that for a moment it flashes to show you the area where you let it go, and you can now see that module in a new position on the website. Similarly, once you have drug one around, you can continue moving it to new locations if you wanted. I'll hope that one of the things that's evident is that depending on the location where I drop this module, it has different space available to it. And that is one of the first things that we'll talk about after we've talked about moving these around, which is your structure, your layout structure of the site. But before I get to that, I do want to mention that the other way that you can move things around is by simply coming to that same type of icon on the right and choosing by name which pane you want to move this module into. Let's say we move it into the right pane, for instance, or we move it back into the content pane. We can see it move then locations into that other spot. So now this is our segue to talk about your website skin or theme and the panes that are structured within the page. If I click to drag this, you will see dotted lines appear and a blue highlight show you the different available spaces where you can place modules. Each theme, or in the old days we called them skins, each theme or skin within DNN has a structure inherently built into it, and this structure of panes, think of window panes, are where you can place modules. This allows you to have a single column for top center content, and a left and a right column structure, and one in which it can be 66% and another one in which it's 33% width. That way you have a wider left column from a thinner right column. Or perhaps you have here another one in which you have 33 and 33, and then you have this 33. So you can have 3 columns of content side by side. These panes are the locations where you can place modules. If you have no modules within them, then they do not render. They never get generated out into the system or out onto the screen. So they are your available places to put content. This is another good point for me to mention another mode you can be in instead of edit mode, and I can say that I'm going to close edit mode. And it is that I can go into layout mode. Layout mode is a variation where you are able to see the content of, the structure of the page and the theme that you are working within, but you cannot see any of the content. You can see that there are modules there, but you only see the title and then the editing icon so that you can move them around. If you have many modules on a page or many panes within the structure of the page, then it sometimes can be helpful to move into layout mode. I do mention it in all training sessions because sometimes people will find themselves accidentally in layout mode, and they will call and say that they are logging into the website and all the content disappears, and this is why. They've accidentally put themselves into layout mode, and if you log out, you will still stay in layout mode. You log back in, you'll still be in layout mode. All you have to do to then see all of your content again is move back into view or edit mode. But when I'm working within a new site, it's useful to switch into layout mode just so I can see the structure, get used to the name of all the panes so that I can remember, oh, generally I'm going to stick with left pane and right pane and content pane, and that's it. I'm good. Except that maybe every once in a while I'll want to put something into some footer panes. So I'm going to turn off layout mode. That puts me back into standard display mode, and if I continue to edit, I'll see that I'm moving things around. But that's it for this particular session. We wanted to talk about moving modules around on the page. In the next session here, we'll talk about adding brand new modules onto the page as well. Thank you.